Hey everybody, it's Nate here. I'm coming to you today with another boot review. About 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I made a video comparing the two boots that I had, a LaCrosse Alpha and a Muck Arctic Sport. That video has gotten a lot of views, and at the time I was very unhappy with the LaCrosse boot. Well, about 2 weeks ago I got an email from LaCrosse. They had watched the video and they said that they wanted to send me a pair of their new Aerohead boots. No strings attached, but they would like it if I would post a video, with and tell how I felt about the Aerohead. So I said, yeah, I'd be happy to. A free pair of boots, who's going to turn that down? Said, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So 2 weeks later, I have the boots here. I got them earlier this week. I've had them out in the woods twice so far. Yesterday I went about 3 miles, and today I went about 2 miles. So I'm just here to give you my initial reaction. I can't really speak to how the boots are going to hold up over a 2 year period. I'll come back in 2 years and let you know. But right off the bat, I'll say that they're a little more difficult than the Muck to put on, and they're more difficult to take off. If I could redesign this boot, I would have this nub stick out about 2 times as far as it does, because it doesn't stick out far enough to catch with the toe of your other boot to remove them. So if that was more of a nub there, that would be better. But that's really the only 2 negatives I can say at this point. So take it for what it is. I mean, I'm not in the best of shape right now, and somebody that's lean and young is not going to have any trouble. And I didn't have trouble getting them on. It's just the Muck boot, I step right into them and I don't really have to bend over, whereas these you definitely have to bend over, and you're going to have to pull it up because they fit kind of like a glove once you put them on. Positives: they're comfortable. I'm going to say right now they're more comfortable than the Muck boots, and that's really saying something, because I was impressed with the comfort of those other boots, but these are even better. The sole is, I don't know exactly what they're made of, but it feels like some kind of gel. Like every step you take, there's a little bit of give. So over the course of a few hours, there's not so much wear and tear on your feet because of the cushioning factor. Another thing that I do like about them is this front shin guard. This is not rubber. This is liquid polyurethane, and but it's scent free, and they have it designed so it comes right up on the shin, so that this is neoprene. But if you're walking through brush, and or if you happen to be stepping over a barbed wire fence and you catch it on the front, it's more protected. I think that's a good design. I do. Once you have them on, like I said, they fit like a glove. I mean, they're tight, but not in a bad way, but it's like every part of your foot and ankle and leg is in contact with the boot, so there's no like loose areas, and that's part of the reason why they're a little bit harder to put on. But I think once you got them on, it's actually a benefit. The stability is there. They're not quite as stiff as the Muck boots, but they're stiff enough so that I felt comfortable walking over rocks, and I didn't feel like I was going to turn my ankle. You know, other than that, I mean, they feel light. When I hold them up with the muck, I can't tell which one weighs more or less. They feel about the same. But when they're on your feet, for some reason they feel light, and I think that has something to do with the way they fit like a glove. Today when I was out in the woods, I was really just trying to be subjective or objective. I forget what the term is right now, but I was trying to take, you know, any personal bias out of the equation and just think. So I closed my eyes and I was taking some steps. And one thing that I noticed with these boots is that I could feel the ground. I felt connected with the earth. You know, when I would step on a branch that was on the ground or a rock, I could feel it through the sole of the boot. So they're a little bit softer than the muck boots that I'm used to. The muck boots are more solid and more rigid. You know, the bottom portion of it, the sole and around the toes. These have a little bit more forgiveness, which I think adds to more comfort, and I think that you could stalk through the woods more quietly. That's what I think, because you just can feel what's under your feet. I mean, it feels more like you're walking barefoot. That's the impression I got. But I don't want to go on and on. I mean, I've tried to temper my enthusiasm because they were free, and I know that there's a, you know, human tendency to brag up something that someone gave you for free. But I think they've done a good job here. This is a huge improvement from the old Alphas that I got 4 years ago. I mean, they appear like they're going to be more sturdy. The seams are like welded, and they look like they're going to hold up. Time will tell, and I will come back. They're a nice looking boot, not that that matters, but I think they're pretty sharp looking. So, you know, maybe you guys have some. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of them. I mean, so far, you know, in that other video that I posted 2 years ago, I said I would never, ever, ever buy another pair of LaCrosse boots. And it's probably not a good idea to say never, because times change, you know, and opinions change. And, you know, I'll give LaCrosse credit. You know, they had the confidence in their product to contact me, a guy that made a video slamming their product 2 years ago. And, you know, they're confident enough to send me this boot to see how I feel about it. So, you know, that's a positive in my book. And as far as I know, they haven't had any fiascos with the Humane Society recently, you know, as opposed to the muck boot company. So some of you guys that vowed that you would never ever buy another pair of muck boots are going to be looking for a new boot to buy. And maybe the LaCrosse Aerohead is the boot for you. This is the 7mm version. It's the most heavy, the thicker insulation. And it was in the low 40s. It's early September, mid-September. So it wasn't real cold, but my feet were super warm. They didn't sweat, which I was happy. I thought they would. Time will tell when the temperatures drop. They feel like they're going to be warm, but you know, when it gets down into the teens, it doesn't really matter what I have on for boots. My feet tend to get cold, so I'm not expecting a miracle, but that's about all I want to say right now. You know, I'll come back after I put these really to the test, you know, after a full season or two, you know, and I'm going to use these on the ice fishing as well. And I'll come back and let you know how they hold up to the test of time. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.